So you were thinking about the Greater Vancouver real estate market and if and when you should get in? Wondering where prices are gonna go? And is there opportunity to get a deal in 2024? Well, in this video, I'm gonna answer all of those questions and more. And I'm gonna share with you why Vancouver housing prices are going to go up in 2024, when the best opportunity to get a deal is on a home, and I'm going to start all off with some of the stats of the real estate market from the past year and the current worldly conditions to lead up to and also back up why prices are going to go up. My name is Jonathan Lerner. I'm a local Greater Vancouver real estate agent, and my team here at the Vancouver Life Real Estate Group, we help our clients buy, sell, and invest in this region. And we get calls, texts, and emails from people every day just like you that are wanting to learn more about living in Vancouver, buying or selling a home in Vancouver, or just moving to Vancouver. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to make a move in the next 9 days or 90 days, we'd love to be able to help you make a smooth move. Let's dive into today's video about the future of the Greater Vancouver real estate market in the year 2024. And we're gonna start off with some numbers and stats from 2023. And if you're not one for stats, well then feel free to go right down in the description below this video under chapters and then jump to the section that best suits you. All right, so the 2023 housing market in Metro Vancouver closed out with balanced market conditions, not sellers or buyers, but a balanced market. 2023 sales came in at 10.3% decrease from 2022 and 23% below the 10-year average. And in response to the stats, the director of economics at the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, he stated that 2023 was a strong year for the Metro Vancouver housing market, considering that mortgage rates were the highest they've been in over a decade. Then he went on to say that we ended the year with 5% plus gains in home prices across all market segments, and this demonstrates that Metro Vancouver remains an attractive and desirable destination, and elevated borrowing costs alone are not enough to dissuade buyers determined to get into this market. This really states that there's true resiliency in the Vancouver real estate market here. All right, just a few more numbers before we get to the current market and where things are going to go in 2024. The total number of properties listed last year was 10.5% below the 10-year annual average. And then the home price index benchmark for all residential properties in Metro Vancouver is currently just under $1.2 million. And this represents a 5% increase over December 2022, just a year ago. Ultimately, 2023 was a real estate market with low inventory where we reached near record lows. We also set records for consecutive months of inventory being under 10,000 homes for sale. And part of this was due to sellers being reluctant to list their properties, which of course led to fewer sales than usual in the first half of the year. And as a result, that put upward pressure on prices as buyers competed for the few homes that actually were available. Now, if we look at December specifically, sales were 36% below the 10-year average, and new homes listed for sale coming to market were 23% below the 10-year average. And then detached homes fell into buyer's market territory, while townhouses and condos actually remained in balanced market during the month. But all product types, detached homes, townhouses, and condos saw anywhere from a 0.9 to a 1.8% decrease in their benchmark prices. So where does this put us for the Vancouver real estate market in 2024? Let's take a look at a couple of graphs. So this first graph here shows that we have seen in the last quarter, so the last quarter of 2023, we saw the strongest population growth since 1957. So Canada's population grew by 1.1% last quarter alone, and it was the strongest quarterly population growth that we've seen since 1957. If you take a look at that graph, it is basically double anything prior to 2020 in terms of the population growth that we saw. So massive, massive numbers. And then if we go on to the next one here, the population boom. Canada's population grew by 3.2% in the past year, the past 12 months. The strongest growth rate that we've seen in nearly 70 years. Now, what is 3.2% translating to? Well, that actually translates into 1.2 million new people in our country of Canada. That is a massive amount of growth for a country to be able to sustain and to keep going with respect to kind of the infrastructure that's required. And we're noticing the demands when it comes to our healthcare system. I think that's the biggest strain that this immigration has put on top of our housing market. And all these provinces are seeing very strong growth, with Alberta being the strongest, especially because the cost of living is significantly cheaper than what it is in BC and Ontario. Combine this population boom with new building starts having decreased by over 22%, you can imagine how this projects into the future for supply and demand. We've been in this situation for a long time of not having enough homes for the number of people that we have here. And the CMHC has said that we need, on top of what we are already projected to build an additional 3.5 million homes built to improve home prices and affordability by the year 2030. Now, do you think that's actually gonna happen? Not a chance, absolutely not. So then the next question is, where is Vancouver real estate going? And well, basic supply and demand dictates that the only place it has to go, given the current dynamics and the economics, is up. GDP growth has stalled. And when you look at GDP per capita, that's actually down. Unemployment has increased and inflation has trended in the right direction, downward. These are all the things that we want to see as a result of increase in interest rates. And then following that, the US Fed, when they did their last interest rate announcement, and they stated that rates will be coming down. And then the forecasters in Canada said that we could see as much as 125 basis points or a 1.25% reduction by the end of 2024. And those could start as early as April, maybe even March. Many buyers have been on the sidelines and waiting for positive news, and here it's coming. But before we get into that, let's take a look at these graphs. These are rate cut expectations that are shifting. So the markets are now expecting, if we actually just take a look at the yellow line, that's what the markets were predicting and expecting that the Bank of Canada is going to do in terms of rate cuts in 2024 as of November 2023. And so they were predicting 75 basis points in terms of a rate cut. So think about basis points, whatever the number is divided by 100. So 75 basis points basically means 0.75%. And 100 basis points would be a full percentage point. As of November, they were predicting and forecasting a decrease in 2024 of 75 basis points or 0.75% in the interest rates. Now in December, that has increased even more since the Fed again announced their interest rates and what they were forecasting. And now the markets are predicting as much as 125 basis points. So that could be 1.25% off of what the current Bank of Canada overnight interest rate is. Now, that doesn't mean that's what you'll actually have for an interest rate. Every single big bank is actually going to have their own variations of that, because they're going to have the overnight rate, but then they're going to have their discounts off of what that overnight rate is to be competitive and to draw more customers to be able to get those mortgages from them. All this adds up to say that the best deals and the lowest prices that you can think about getting, in my opinion, will be between now and March. As soon as that first rate cut comes, consumer sentiment is going to go way up, and then people will be diving into the market with more positive anticipation that more rate cuts are going to come later in the year, and they want to get in before the market and prices go up further. And then our mortgage brokers and specialists that we team up with, they've been telling our team that the last 6 to 7 weeks have been the busiest that they've been getting clients pre-approved than they have been in the past year. The number of people that are getting their ducks in a row is really a precursor to the number of buyers that are looking to enter the market, and it's already getting busy on that financing side. So if you have thoughts about the potential of buying, well, now's the time to start talking to myself and my team and getting introduced to the right professionals to help you prepare. And if you're selling and thinking that the spring will be the best time, well, you need to think about starting to think about that and how to prepare your home to show it the best it possibly can to improve the potential for those buyers walking in through the door. So whether you're looking to sell or to buy, our team would love to help you make it a smooth and stress-free process. Drop it in the description right down below this video and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call with us so we can get to know you, what your goals are, and what your next steps should be to be able to maximize both the experience and the money in your pocket. Lastly, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below this video, and then right after that, click the bell that shows up to get notified when I post new videos so you can stay up to date on the current real estate market, as well as all the different areas and neighborhoods to live in this beautiful city and the surrounding cities.